now. Just a word, just a glimpse. I'm a soul in eclipse, overtaking. My defenses fall, you're the altar call from my savior. Ooh, take me higher, take me higher, take me higher than I have reached in.
Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to another QA pilot stream. It is 2100 hours local time, 1800 Zulu, and today, ladies and gents, we are going to be flying from Bristol to Glasgow in the United Kingdom, featuring in our stream today ORBX TrueEarth for xplane quote-unquote 11. And of course, we are flying the incredible IXEG 737, one of the best Boeing aircraft created for flight simulation. Today, alongside ORBX and the IXEG, we are going to be flying with VisualXP Ultimate Edition. We are going to be turning on the live weather from VisualXP, and we're going to really put it to the test today and see what this application can do for the sim. Right now, we have live weather coming from VisualXP Ultimate. Of course, it works with xplane. It works with the xplane default weather. It also works with active sky. You can just turn off live weather and turn on any other weather injector, and it will just take advantage of the visual elements. But before we delve any further into our stream, let me welcome all of you guys. I have with me today Rand Cooley, my very dear friend. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here. We have Stan with us today as well, and Ron welcome aboard. Captain USA, glad to have you here, my friend. Welcome aboard. Stefanos, how are you doing, my friend? Thank you very much for your support. Simon, welcome, and ciao from Italy. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. We have also with us James and 1000 and feet. Welcome aboard. Riyadh Mohammed, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. Niels, welcome aboard. Thank you very much, guys, for your support and for being here this evening. So, first thing first, let me brief you on our flight. We will then set up our payload and fuel, and then we'll be on our way powering up the aircraft. As you can see, today we are going to be departing Bristol Airport here in the United Kingdom with very lousy weather, and we are heading over to Glasgow. We are going to be departing runway 27 through the BCN1 X-ray departure through the Bravo Charlie November transition. We are going to be, I think, 24,000 feet today, 28,000 feet for the flight today, and we're going to be performing an ILS approach at Glasgow runway 23 through the Rival 1 Golf arrival. So, you've been briefed on the flight plan. Let's go ahead and bring up the menu here very quickly to set our fuel and balance. So, we're going to bring this over here and we're going to go to customize fuel and balance. And of course, we are in the UK, so we are going to use metric units today. And if we look down here at the payload, so we've got 13.4. So we're going to come here and say 13,400 kilos of fuel, payload, beg your pardon, and the fuel is 5.9. So we're going to come here and say greetings. Kenny Myers, welcome aboard. Tika, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you guys with us. So the fuel today is 5,900 kilos of fuel, gives us a total weight of 52,131 kilograms and a center of gravity of 26.4%. Excellent. So we're going to say done, and we're going to apply these changes here. Apply changes, and now we're ready to hop into the beautiful cockpit. You can see from the rain on the windshield that the weather is absolutely horrendous today. Gusting winds. We'll take a look at the weather in just a second. Let's go ahead and start prepping the aircraft. We're going to come here over to the overhead panel, and we're going to turn on the battery on. Let's see here. Battery is on, and ground power. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring the ground power. So let's go to ground services, connect the ground power unit. Excellent. And we're going to turn on the ground power. I love the sounds on the IXEG 737. By the way, if the sounds are too loud in the cockpit, please do let me know, and I will lower the volume down a little bit. Pip, hello, my friend. Good evening to you from Bahrain. How are you doing? I'm definitely looking for the weekend. It's been an absolutely stressful and very hectic week. So I'm very, very looking forward to the weekend. All right, we have the ground power unit on, and let's go ahead and turn on the emergency lights. We're going to head over here and perform the engine fire and APU fire tests. Checks okay, and the cargo fire test as well. All right, this all checks okay. Excellent. And let's go ahead and check the lights as well. All the lights are okay. Excellent. And now we can start setting up the rest of the overhead panel. So let's come over here and turn on the left after fuel pump, and we're going to come and turn on the galley. And moving down here, everything here can stay off for the time being. Let's go ahead and start the APU. And from this equipment, cooling is in normal position. Emergency lights are armed. Non-smoking is on, and the fasten seatbelt sign is now turned on since we are already refueled and ready to go. Window heat can come on. And we're going to turn on our hydraulic pumps. Over to the air conditioning panel here. Everything looking good to me. Recirc fan can go to auto. We're going to turn the left pack on auto. And everything else here, we don't need that now. We're going to set the flight altitude to 28,000 feet, which is our final cruising altitude for the flight this evening. And looks like the APU is available. So we're going to go ahead and put the gens on the APU. And we can now turn off the ground power. Moving up to the overhead panel here, we can test the Mach speed warning test 1 and 2. Check the flight data recorder. Make sure everything is in working order. Stall warning test 1 and 2. Check OK. Let's set this here and set the adheres to nav mode. 7 minutes until alignment, and we are through with the cockpit power up here. We're going to turn the yaw dampers on as well, and now we can start setting up the FMC. Excellent. Integrated fuel and weight should be always initial release IMO. Demon Trader, if you were on the stream with Tom Kyler, the lead developer on the IXEG, you would have known why they couldn't do that. And for the most part, it was a limitation for them. And so this is coming. I've released a picture of the EFB in which is work in progress at the current time, and it should be in very soon. Checking air here, the identification model is our 737-300. We have the latest AIRAC database from Navigraph, which was released, I believe, today, November 2nd. So you can see it's active from the 2nd till the 30th of November. Position in it. Excuse me. We are at Echo Golf Delta, which is Bristol Airport. And we're going to copy the GPS position, set it here, and next we're going to go to the routes page, and we're going to insert the origin airport, and the destination today is Echo Golf Papa Hotel, and stick that here in the destination. Okay. Next, we're going to go to the EGPF, sorry. EGPF is Glasgow. All right, there we go. I think the other one is Edinburgh. All right, we are EasyJet. This is a real-world flight flown on the Airbus for EasyJet, but we're flying it today on the Boeing 737. And now we can go to the departures and arrivals. We're going to select the departure first out of runway 27 through the Bravo Charlie November 1 X-ray departure out of Bristol Airport. And next we're going to go and enter the rest of our flight plan. So the flight plan is, let me make this a bit smaller. There we go. And now we can bring it here. All right, so out of Bravo Charlie November, we're going to take Papa 69 Airway and exit at DISM. Excellent. And then from DISM, November 864, November 864. And we're going to exit at Kisso. Brilliant. Direct to Avtic. I've noticed in a couple of test flights on the IXEG that after the latest update, capturing the ILS is pretty much a hit and run, it's sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see. Direct to OnJack. Sometimes I wonder, where do they come up with these names? How do they come up with these names? Then November 38, November 38, and exit at Noken. All right, Noken, and then Uniform Papa 16, Uniform Papa 16. And then Ribble is our exit point. Excellent. Ribble is done, and then it's the arrival. So we're going to go to the arrival here and select the Ribble 1 Golf. Ribble 1 Golf, which is this one here. And it is going to be the ILS runway 23. And let's see which transition, or maybe there is no transition, but we'll just check our flight plan here. And let's see. Lanark, looks like there is no transition, so we're going to say execute. We're going to go to the legs page. Next. Looks like there is a discontinuity from Lanark, which is the transition. So we're going to select this and clear the discontinuity, and then activate, execute, and we're done with the flight plan. Brilliant. Let's go to the initial, let's go to the performance. And from the performance, we're going to need the aircraft weight, which I can't remember. So we're just going to come here. We have 26.4, so 52.1. 52.1 is the gross weight, and it will automatically update everything for us. And the reserve fuel is going to be, so if we calculate the alternate 1.1 or 1.2, that's 2 point, let's say 2.3. 2.3 is the reserve fuel, and the cost index for the flight is 44. And the cruise altitude is 28,000 feet. Excellent. 28,000 feet is set. Crosswind 34621. 34621. And there we have our wind. The ESA deviation is, let's see here, -5. So we're going to say -5 and stick that here. Gives us the rest of the temperature there. And we're going to say execute. Brilliant. N1 limit. We're not going to derate the takeoff due to the weather conditions. So we're going to go to takeoff again on a contaminated runway. It is preferred that you do not derate. Hey, Fly Lilo, welcome aboard. Watch Extreme, Remy Jensen. We have with us Simon. Welcome, Fly Lilo. How have you been, my friend? Glad to have you here. It's been a while. How have you been? I hope all is good. 26.4 for our CG, trim 3.7. All right, 3.7 is set, and let's set our speeds. 142 for V2. All right, and the altitude is 28,000 feet. All right, let me put this away real quick. All right, 28,000. Let's turn on our flight directors on. All right, perfect. Okay, so auto brake on rejected takeoff, and everything here is looking good. We are just going to have to wait for the alignment. So in the meantime, what we'll do is we're going to come here and grab the altimeter for our flight. So let me close this here and make this bigger so you guys can see. All right, let's, that's us right there. Now we've got all the telemetry information as well for the flight. We're going to come here and go to the weather. Now, the weather here is showing broken clouds at 22, ceiling, and that's not exactly what we are getting with the weather that's being injected by VisualXP. And this goes back again to the review video that I've done, in which I clearly show that the weather was not accurate in VisualXP. Nonetheless, we are going to fly with VisualXP weather today, just to kind of, get the full feel for what the product can do. Yes, really bad Northern Europe. Oh, or is it? We are actually in the southwest part of the United Kingdom. We are flying north to Scotland. So hopefully we'll have tons of go around due to weather. Yeah. That's probably we'll see as we approach Glasgow. Lovely city, Glasgow in the United Kingdom. Up north in Scotland. Okay, so everything here looks good to me. The altimeter is 0976. So we're going to come here and set the baro to 0976. Excellent. And we're going to do the same thing here. 0976 is now set. Excellent. Looks like we have alignment now, so we can change the view to the map view. There we go. And the map view is now set. And we are ready for pushback. So we're going to come to the overhead panel. We're going to turn on the anti-collision light and the position light as well. Everything here looks good. We're going to turn on our fuel pumps. And we are ready for pushback, ladies and gents. Let's go ahead and better pushback. Start push.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
All right, so we are going to set the aircraft right here. There we go.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Brilliant. And in the meantime, we can turn off the pack. Here, we don't need the pack for engine start. Alex, how have you been, my friend? I hope you are well. You are taking off in a storm. That's what it looks like, yeah. So last week, I wasn't available to do any streaming, and that's because I was in Doha, Qatar, with my son. We decided to do a daddy-son trip, which was an absolute blast.
All doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
I was very, very impressed with Qatar. Lovely country, very clean, very organized. The upkeep of the country is just on a second level. Really enjoyed our time. We did a safari in the Qatari desert, and in Qatar they have one of the biggest deserts that meets a sea. That there is actually a beach within the desert, which is a spectacular view overlooking Saudi Arabia from the southern part of Qatar. I'll post some pictures on Instagram perhaps a little later.
Pin inserted. Release parking brake.
All right, we can release our parking brake. We're ready. B737 Sim Pilot, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. Currently doing a flight from Dublin to London City in the E190. Excellent. All right, parking brake is released. And
starting pushback, and you may start engines.
All right, and clearance to start our engines. Engine number 2 goes to ground, and we'll watch the engine now spooling, as you can see here. All right, 10% and 2. Backs are off. Isolation valve to open. Why is it all right, let's give it fuel. The APU bleed isn't on. That's why. There we go. Look at those clouds, guys. The sounds on the IXEG 737 is without a doubt exceptional. Does it still have the V8 sounds on startup? V8. Yeah, it does kind of sound like a. It does kind of sound like a V8 on startup, without a doubt. All right. Looks like we have a good start on engine number 2. Let's go ahead and start engine number 1. And the engine start switch goes to ground. Right, and the engine is now spooling, as you can see here. At 20% of N2, we will introduce fuel. Right, there we go. 20%. Engine number 1 fuel is coming on. Hello there, Dominic. Welcome aboard, my friend. Wilmo TV, welcome aboard. Where is your camera switching? Why is your camera switching fast? I'm not sure what you mean by that. But if you mean... so if I do Shift and 4, that's fast, I suppose. And then I have another button that maps to an X camera ID that puts me back in the pilot seat.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
All right, let's set the parking brake. Parking brake is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
All right, and while the we can set our flaps 5 for departure. Gotta love those flaps. One of the things that Tom Kyler, the lead developer at IXEG, said that they are going to revamp even the textures of the aircraft to bring it to the latest standards. Let's go to FMC, put this on climb. We're going to disconnect here, and let's see. Flaps are set, and all right, so we can now come here and set the engine starts switches to continuous. We'll put the gens on. We're going to turn on the pitot static heat on, packs to auto, isolation valve to auto, APU bleed off,
and have a safe flight.
duct overheat. Yeah, let's reset that. All right, and now we have the packs on, engine bleeds, and we can turn off the APU. All right, APU is off, and taxi lights are on, and we are pretty much ready to go now. Right, everything is set. Excellent. And parking brake is released, and off we go, ladies and gents. I'm not using control numpad, so I'm using X camera for my views. So I have a button mapped on the on my flight yoke. Look at this beautiful aircraft. Let me put the sounds a little bit down. So let me go to preference here and bring these sounds down a little bit. All right, that's better. A little bit of abrupt weather change there. Again, we are using VisualXP today, Ultimate, and it's got its own live weather feature. All right, let's just make a brief stop here, and I'm going to set the parking brake. Parking brake is set. We're going to turn on the landing lights. Runway turn-off lights are on. Taxi can go to the off. We're going to turn the strobe lights on, and we need the auto throttle is armed. Everything else is set. Cabin crew has been notified, and we are now cleared for takeoff. Parking brake is released. The winds are definitely very violent. All right, runway 27 cleared for takeoff. Let's do this, guys. Ooh, the wind. 80 knots, check. Oof, the winds are so strong. We lost the speed. All right, here we go. We are airborne. Positive rate, gears going up. Holy moly. Oof. Wow. I am battling the winds there to keep the aircraft level. Let's try to begin the turn there. Very strong winds. All right. And let's go to LNAV. Jeez, I did not expect that. Wow. Oh, that was, yeah. That was a pretty scary departure, without a doubt. Very, very scary departure. All right, it looks like we're doing all right now. That was the scariest of departures, I'll tell you, and it was very, very difficult to control the aircraft. The reason being, by the way, if we go to VisualXP and we look at the weather, so it's got gusting wind, 38 knots of gusting wind. 38 knots, that's massive. And that's the reason why, this was a very difficult departure. All right, transition altitude. Let's set the Barra to standard. 113, there we go. And the same thing here, 113. There we go, excellent. Please hit the like button, folks. Thanks, Rand. By the way, folks, FS Expo 2023, all the channel moderators are invited to accompany myself over at FS Expo. And this time around, we are going to be a diamond sponsor of the event. And so all the channel moderators will have free access to FS Expo 2023. And we are going to be inviting one content creator and one of you guys here who are watching the stream. So more information at a later date, but I'm going to sponsor one of you guys on stream to come to FS Expo. That includes everything. So yeah, one of you guys, some restrictions apply, of course. Yeah, one of you guys will win a full trip to FS Expo 2023, courtesy of the channel. I'm an Italian content creator. Is it good? Well, Simon, I don't know. I haven't seen your content, but if you send me the link on Discord or via email, I'll be more than happy to take a look. Hey, Carl, how are you, my friend? Glad to have you here, Carl. Well, I'm very glad that you're going to be there. Quite excited about that, Carl. And I'm going to not take no for an answer from Rand either, so... Q8 isn't going to traffic children. What are your expectations for 1208? My expectations are up to the sky. I'm expecting a lot in the upcoming version of xplane, without a doubt. And that brings us to the subject. I just want to get out of 6,000, start climbing, because this weather is just really terrible. Let's turn on the weather radar. Maybe we'll see something here on the display. So that's something actually I wanted to talk to you guys about. If you look at the vote, the poll that I've done, and look at the voting results, you'll see that out of the 1,400 respondents to the survey, or to the poll, about 57% felt that the price increase by Laminar Research is fair and that it's long overdue, while the remaining 43% felt that this was not a fair increase in price and that Laminar should reconsider this increase. And to that, I will say the following. First of all, what's very, very important to note here, in credit to Laminar Research, they have never, ever promised anything and did not deliver on. Never. Sometimes they would prioritize things in a manner that, you know, we as a community do not favor. But they've never said that they would do something and fail to deliver. So, and for that reason, on many occasions, I have a statement that I always make, which is always bet on Laminar Research. So that's number one. Number two, the price increase isn't, in my view, is not very significant, considering the many years of development that xplane has gone through without any hike in the price. So the price has not changed very much in the last 10 years, during which xplane was undergoing major improvements from xplane 10 to xplane 11 to xplane 12, almost a decade of no price increase. And if I look at the price of add-ons today and how expensive they've gotten, not because the developer wants to charge you more. Obviously they are there in business and they want to make they do want to make the money and they do want to survive. To many of them, this is their bread and butter. So but for Laminar, they haven't really done it. They've done the cost of living has gone up. If you look, so rent, they're probably paying more rent. The electricity cost has gone up in 10 years. Groceries price has gone up in 10 years. Everything has gone up in 10 years, and they haven't added any. So they've absorbed all these costs over the years. In my personal and humble opinion, in order for Laminar to be able to compete, in order for them to be able to hire developers and be competitive in the market, they definitely, that price increase was coming. And I honestly do not know how they were able to maintain the price that they've maintained for so many years without any increase. Maybe they were relying more on the masses of people, so more subscribers, more people using the platform. So this does not come as, so a lot of people criticized Laminar for saying, oh, they are losing market share, yet they increase the price. Well, in order for them to increase the market share, they have to do more. They have to bring more talented developers. They have to bring more developers. Just the sheer number of developers has to increase so that they can develop faster and bring more features faster to the platform. And in order to do this, I don't see how they can do it without increasing the price. So from my perspective, I fully endorse the price increase by Laminar, and I think it's long overdue. And I'm happy to support them with, continue to support them as I have for, the last 10 years or so. And I think the price is a justified price for what the sim offers today. As of this moment, I believe it is worth the $79.95 that Laminar is charging. And there is no doubt in my mind about that. Hey, Wycliffe Barrett, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us this evening. Let's see, let me just adjust my mic here. All right, perfect. All right, looks like things have subsided. So let's take a look here at the outside. And as you can see here, we have beautiful clouds, beautiful sky color. When you go through the clouds, though, you still get those artifacts. But this is VisualXP with all its features turned on. Looks like we have an overcast condition. Now we can experiment with this a little bit. There's one feature that I've turned off, but this is how things look like now here. Overcast conditions. We're at 18,000 feet, about 10,000 feet to go. The price increase is very much so justifiable. I really like their transparency and how honest they are. Absolutely, Tico. Absolutely. Hello, Ryan. I think it makes the platform less appealing for many users when you factor in that xplane add-ons are already more expensive. Well, Ryan, you actually may have a very valid point there. But I think in order for the platform to continue the development at a faster pace, to bring in more features, to pay for the developers and lure more developers into joining Laminar, I think they've got to do it. And the nice thing is, see, Microsoft or xplane isn't subscription based, so it doesn't affect those who've already gotten xplane. But it will affect you once the new version or xplane 13 comes out. Then you're going to have to pay the full price. So he's not a greedy man. I suppose that you're talking about Austin Meyer here. No. Austin is not a greedy man. Austin is a very down-to-earth and a gentleman, if you ask me. So. The flight market grew exponentially. The MSFS 2020 release and Xbox LR continues to stay their course and deliver a quality product. Increases coming from absolutely, Stan. That's very well said. And the price is not unreasonable comparing to the top-notch video game product. Absolutely, I totally second that by Stan. You are absolutely right. And here is how VisualXP is looking right now from this altitude, and this is actually a very nice looking scene here of the clouds, and you can see the multi-layering again of the clouds, which gives the sim a very convincing and very dramatic look in terms of the clouds. Very nice. So a few days ago, I believe the day before yesterday, AnyBuilds has released the Mitsubishi MU aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've purchased the aircraft, and my feelings are mixed on the aircraft. Not really the quality that I expect from any builds, but it might appeal for some of you guys. I will not be reviewing the aircraft on the channel. I just don't think that there is enough depth into that aircraft to really feature it here on the channel, so I will be skipping on that. I am, however, currently studying Greg's AccuSeason or AccuSeasons, the advanced edition, which is the brand new edition of the AccuSeasons, which seems to be pretty promising product, I have to say. So that is something I'm definitely taking a look at, and I will be seeing you guys again this coming Saturday, where we will do the Fly Jason Q4XP. But when I went to fly, realistic xplane is definitely the way to go. Absolutely, Tico, yeah. The overcast there look very nice. Yeah, Carl, they do look very, very nice for sure. I own both PMDG on MSFS and the Zebo, and the 737 Pilot. I truly find xplane to have the most accurate flight characteristics. Of course, the eye candy and performance has me coming back to MSFS. Oh, we have a real 737 Pilot. Wow, that's cool, Tico. Glad to have you here, my friend, and thank you for offering your real-world perspective on things. And this is something I think a lot of the real-world pilots have come to say. I know Flight Deck to Sim says the same thing about, you know, the flight characteristics, the ground physics. The overall dynamism of xplane is unmatched, I think. And just look at those clouds, guys. Look at this out the window here. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Very, very nice. And here is a wing view. Again, very, very believable with VisualXP Ultimate. I think it does bring very nice enhancements to the visual representation of weather in the sim. Hello, IFR Captain. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here. The MU2 got the Toga Sim 14XP, great little aircraft. Absolutely. The one, Niels, the one for xplane is very, very nice, and it flies a lot better. The MU2 by any builds just flew like, I don't know, it was very strange the way it flew. So I personally did not like it. So I do not recommend that you guys buy it, by the way. Look at that. Look at this beautiful view, wing view here from the IXEG 737. Looks sensational. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Unfortunately, it's very cloudy today in the UK. We can't see the beautiful ORBX scenery, but this is an absolutely spectacular view. And yes, this is xplane 12. Yeah. Gotta love it. You gotta love it. Tico coming in with a $9.99 super chat. Tico, thank you so much for your support, my friend. I appreciate it. That's very, very kind of you and very generous of you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you. Sim Update 14 is a step forward. I hope so, Fly Lilo. Yeah. I've been watching you for a very long time when I first started flight training. Enjoy your content and your passion for aviation. Thank you very much again, Tico. That's very kind of you. And thank you for the super chat there. I appreciate it very much. Thank you, sir. All right. Let's take a quick look here. We are at 28,000 feet. We're looking good. Let me increase the range here a little bit. And by the way, we forgot our TCAS. All right. So if we look here, 26 and...
Thanks for everything.
Well, again, you're most welcome, and thank you, Tika, for your support. I appreciate it. Simon just joined the VVIP as a captain. Welcome to captain, my friend. Thank you very much for your support, Simon. Appreciate it, my friend. Very kind of you, sir. All right. So, God, look at those clouds, guys. Looks really good. I'd tell you, VisualXP is definitely worth the money. And if you don't want the ultimate version, which has the real or live weather, you can always opt for the basic version, which has only the atmosphere, which does, you know, all the visual stuff for you, but it does not have the night lighting. And by the way, speaking of the night lighting, I think we need to come to VisualXP and go to the scenery. No, okay, I have it turned on. Okay, so yeah, you can just opt for just the atmosphere, which will change your clouds, but then it does not have the night lighting and all that good stuff. So I still think that getting the ultimate version is worth it, and I think the price is very reasonable as well. I don't think it's overpriced. I know that I can't recall who it is. Somebody put a comment that, hey Q8, did you know that you can achieve whatever this add-on achieves with writing Lua scripts? And I said, yeah, I'm very aware of that, but where is that script, right? So the script, the developer has built this application obviously using script, and yeah, it does manipulate the data refs and things like that, but he's put in a reasonable effort to make the product, and I personally believe that it is worth the money without a doubt. How does this compare to XEnviro? I personally think both of them need work, but this one beats XEnviro by a large margin, if you ask me. Yeah, I do like this product a lot. It's easy on the frames, doesn't affect your frames. It really does improve the visual fidelity in xplane 12. So I definitely recommend it. Let me set my heading bug here. All right, so if we go down here to the FMC and go to the approach reference, we will take notice of the ILS frequency, which is 110.10, and we're going to enter it here. So 110.10. All right, and we're going to do the same thing here, 110.10. All right, brilliant. So the frequencies are set, and the approach course is 228 degrees. So 228. 228 is set on the first officer and captain sides. 228. All right. There we go. Excellent. And look at those beautiful clouds here as we travel towards the northern part of the UK. Absolutely lovely. Best money spent. Basic version is $10, I think. Yeah, it's very large margin. Yeah, I agree with you there, Jeff. Yes, I have the basic version. It's awesome. Yeah. The basic version will do for most of you guys. I do understand that. Because it works with the live weather, with any injector, by the way. It works with Active Sky or with the xplane internal weather system. And here's a look at this gorgeous view of the IXEG wing. You can again see the light scattering here over on the clouds. You can see again the depth. You can see far in the distance how the color changes. The light scattering is done very, very well with this, so I really do like it quite a bit. And if we switch to the outside here, so look at that. Again, a very dramatic scene. The sunlight is done very well in my view. Again, it looks very, very nice. it really changes xplane. It really changes the way xplane looks, and there is really no effect on performance, and so that's a big thing. Jeff Smith just upgraded his membership to Captain Jeff. Thank you so very much for your support. I appreciate it so much, my friend. You were very kind. Thank you for your support. McGregor says, can I update later from basic version? You know what? That's a very good question, and I do not know the answer to that. But it might be worthwhile reading the information available on their website. Or perhaps just send them an email. That way you can test their support, one, and two, that you get your question answered before you make the investment. Hootie the Horse, welcome aboard, my friend. Should I just get VisualXP? Should I... Oh, sorry, I missed that one. So should I get VisualXP Basic if I have Active Sky already? Yes, I would recommend that because you know, you don't. By the way, there are a few things you don't get. I think you only get atmosphere and the clouds, and you don't get the rest. So you don't get the night lighting and what have you. So yeah, if you have Active Sky, that's perfectly fine. Not at the moment, I see. So Alex has the answer there for you. Alex Aviation, good evening to you, my friend. Glad to have you here with us. All right, so if we look here, we are about 53 nautical miles from top of descent. Let's go ahead and set our flap settings as well. So 30 and 141 for our speed, approach speed, 141. And we'll set that here. Brilliant. And that's done and dusted. Here, let's do a quick flyby. Look at that, folks. X-plane rocks. I have to say, this looks awesome. So, yeah, I was, last week I really enjoyed the weekend with my son over in Doha, Qatar. And I think, you know, just seeing the joy in his eyes and spending just one-on-one, I will tell you guys, those moments are so precious. And if you have kids, be sure to spend the time with them. Be sure to build memories with them. As they grow older, as you grow older, you will not be able to do lots and lots of those things. So it is my recommendation, really, is if you have kids, is to spend the time with them, show them a good time, build the memories with them. And I'll tell you one thing. I've read in the paper. There was a research done. On boys particularly, and they've done a survey, they've done very extensive research, beg your pardon, not a survey, but extensive research, and they found out that boys that actually spend more time with their dads perform better at school, and the study goes to saying that we don't see a lot of dads spending time with their sons or with their children, generally speaking, because normally the dad is the guy who's working full time to support the family, and so there is a lot of burden on the father to provide for the family, but definitely, the research concludes that that actually, when you spend time with them, more time playing with them, not, if you spend time playing with them, like playing games and stuff, they do much better at school. Good evening, Schlox, and welcome aboard, my friend. So again, guys, I know everyone loves their children very much, but I also know that the responsibilities in life can, in a lot of time, take you away from your, from your family, and that is something to be very careful of as they grow older, as you grow older. Just make sure that you dedicate the time and build memories with them, because that's the only thing that's going to last in their minds. So yeah, I'm going to do it again. I think he's got a bucket list now that he wants to do exclusively with his dad. So I told my son that next June there's going to be the Flight Sim Expo 2024, and I told him if he wanted to join, and he said yes. So QA Pilot is going to come with Ali Jr. next year to FS Expo. You guys are going to meet him for the first time, the junior pilot. Tico is coming up with another $9.99 super chat. Tico, thank you so much, my friend, for your support. I appreciate your kindness and your generosity. That's very, very kind of you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, Ali's coming to Las Vegas. Yeah, definitely, Stan. Thank you very much, Tico. I appreciate it. That's very, very kind of you, sir. All right. We have reset the altitude now to 2,900 feet, which is, according to the flight here, if we go to, let's go to flight, and then we're going to go to Glasgow, and we're going to select the approach, the runway 23. We're performing, of course, an ILS approach. What happened here? Why don't we have the map? All right, let me close this and open it again. This happens all the time while I'm streaming. I'm not sure why. All right, there we go. We have it here. We come to the approach, the ILS runway 23. Let's bring up the overlay. And as you can see here, 2,900 feet. And the decision height or DH is for Cat 2 is 100. For Cat 1 is 200. Okay, that's fine. And we can put this away now. And the top of descent is coming right up. We're going to come down here, go to the Lex page, and take a quick look here. All right, so let's go to the fix page. We're going to enter the arrival runway, which is runway 23. So we're going to say RW23, and we're going to add the fix here. The approach course is 228, so we're going to add the radial of 228 here, and we're going to add, we're going to put a 10 nautical mile ring. There we go, and now we should have a nice ring around the. Let's see here. Let's go to plan, and if we go to the Lex page and step through, there we go. That's our nice little 10 nautical mile ring around the runway. This is our center fix. This is Lanark, the transition into the approach. And with that, we're going to switch this back to map. All right, there we go. Map is set, and we need to check the weather real quick. So let's go to the weather page here. Glasgow, we have 327 knot wind, variable. Overcast 9 degrees. All right, so this is what Navigraph is reporting, but since we are using VisualXP, I think we need to look at VisualXP. So let me go to the weather here, and the METAR current radar. Yeah, this is not. We want the destination airport. So this one I know doesn't work. Does the weather briefing work? Yeah, I'm not sure how we can check the weather at the destination. Oh yeah, getting live weather. It's getting live weather. All right, so let's leave it. Let it do its thing. And McGregor just came in with a 5.99 euros super chat. McGregor, thank you very much, sir, for your kindness and for your support and for your generosity. I appreciate it very much, sir. Very, very kind of you. thank you very much. That's very kind of you, sir. I appreciate it. All right, looks like we've begun the descent now towards Glasgow, here in the northern part of the United Kingdom, the beautiful United Kingdom. I love the UK. My mum and dad are actually arriving today to Kuwait after spending over 6 months in the UK. Dad owns a estate over at the Docklands area in Canary Wharf. So he spends normally the hot summers here. He decides to leave when the weather gets really hot in Kuwait, and you know, spends the time back in the UK in the comfort of his home. And this is something I'd like to be able to do one day after I retire. And yeah, you work very hard during your, you know, your days of when you're full of energy and full of life, and you have to do your best so that you can enjoy your retirement. And my role model here is my dad, who has done extremely well for himself. And you know, he's put us all through school. He got us all on our feet. God bless him. And he's enjoying life now. So I hope I can, at some point, do what he's done as well. So 24,000 for 2,900 feet. Everything here is looking good. And we're going to go to the external view. Now, here is a thing that you very rarely see with X-plane weather. You can see the multi-layered clouds here. You have the overcast condition down below. And here is a flyby for you guys. Actually, let's do the quick one there. Those sounds on the IXEG are phenomenal. Hello there, Jason. How do you get micro starters when taxiing on the ground? How do you get micro starters when I have a top-end system but can't seem to work out what makes my sim stutter on the ground? Well, if you have a top-end system and you're getting stutters, that is more than likely the shaders in your NVIDIA folder, and they probably need clearing. So I have a tutorial on how to get rid of stutters. 2 tips, basically 2 tweaks to get rid of stutters in xplane 12. Just type stutters xplane 12. You should be able to get it. Or if somebody, one of the moderators can, please go to that video on the 2 tips to eliminate stutters in xplane 12 and post it in chat. I will be super, super grateful for that, guys. And that should help you with the stuttering. I can tell you that I am probably 90% sure that it will get rid of your stutters, unless you have an add-on causing it. But I've had those stutters at some point, and I got rid of them completely now with those 2 tweaks. Another thing that I've also covered in my HBG stream was if you are running a 139, an i9 139K processor, and you have the default overclocking, it is also more than likely that you have everything. Now, the clouds here don't look very good, I have to say, but if you have the default overclocking, that is probably going to cause your the voltage is going to be just so high by default, and that is going to cause your processor to overheat, or not overheat, but it's going to reach very high temperatures, very close to the maximum allowed temperature for the 139K, which is 100 Celsius. But when the processor reaches 100 Celsius, that's when, you know, the CPU is going to throttle, immediately reducing the voltage, immediately reducing the clock speeds in order to bring the temperature down. And that is manifested in the sim as a stutter or as some sort of a pause or something. So the solution for that is to devolt your CPU. And since I've done that, since I've reduced it from, I think it was going to 1.428. So I reduced it by 0.08 and absolutely no more 100 Celsius. I still am clocking on 5.5 gigahertz, but the temps do not exceed 60 Celsius while gaming. And right now, I can tell you the temperature right now of my CPU is 55 Celsius, and xplane is heavier than MSFS, I've noticed. And when in MSFS it gets down to the 40s, so very, very cool temps even during very intense gameplay. After devolting the CPU. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that! Wow, those clouds look absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Look at. Very, very nice indeed. All right, 14,000. We're getting close now. This is Lanark, the transition. This is definitely, it definitely revamps the look and feel of xplane, VisualXP. So it is a product that, as per my review, is a product that I do recommend, and it does receive my Q8 Pilot seal of approval for an add-on that is well developed and very reasonably priced. It does what it says it does, and I think it does it well. So definitely an add-on that will enhance your experience in the sim. Thrust Sut Simulations, welcome aboard. The video is based on NVIDIA, but it makes you look undervolting your AMD if temps might be high. Yeah. Thank you for your help. I really appreciate it. I always look for your videos and I'm through xplane 12. You're absolutely most welcome, my friend. You're most welcome. Thank you for being here and for supporting us during the stream. I appreciate your presence here on the stream, and I appreciate your interaction and asking us questions. And I'm very glad that we're able to help, and I hope those those tips in the video do help you. All right, this is definitely a spectacular scene here as we arrive into Glasgow. Those clouds look absolutely gorgeous. And we are down to 10,000 feet, so we're going to go ahead and turn on our landing lights with the runway turn-off lights, and let's go ahead and put the engine start switches on continuous. Here's 10,000. We're going to start slowing down to 250 knots. I'm going to go ahead and extend the speed brake here to help the aircraft decelerate. There we go. Look at that, guys. Wow. The clouds definitely look incredible. All right. There we go. We can now disarm the speed brakes. Looks like, again, it's raining in Glasgow. Here as we descend below 10,000 feet, you can see the rain and the visibility is pretty bad. HD Simulation, welcome aboard. What kind of FPS are you getting with this setup? Oh, okay, gotcha. For tips on AMD gaming, it's hard to look up ancient gameplays here on YouTube. Treasure love for. Oh, great. Thanks for that, Niels. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, there's a lot of people with AMD, so that is very helpful. All right, 237,000 is the restriction that we have here. We're still looking good. Here's our center fix for the runway, and it looks like it's going to be a rough landing, like just like the takeoff. 900,000. We're looking good. I hope it does capture the ILS, because in many of the test flights that I've done, it just doesn't work. But, you know, we'll be able to hopefully just land the aircraft manually if that happens, depending on how the weather is. Looking at the Classic and comparing the cockpit to the NG, other than the analog dials and a few switches, hasn't changed much. You're very right, Tico, yeah. It really is very similar, especially the overhead panel. If you look at the overhead panel, it's very, very similar to the NG, which is I think smart, not to introduce so many changes, just in terms of, you know, pilot training, so the transition becomes easier. By the way, there is a checklist in the IXEG. For those of you who did not know it, just by clicking here, you get the checklist. I believe you can customize this checklist too. All right, we're approaching our transition altitude. Let's grab the altimeter real quick. Let's go to flight, weather, and the altimeter is 9er74. So 6 standard. All right, so 9er74. Let's go ahead and set that to 974. Excellent. And 974. Excellent. Let's come to the first officer's side and 974. All right, perfect. And it looks like there is some sort of is there a restriction there? All right. We're looking okay. Speed should be 160. Or beg your pardon, 218. Okay. All right. The plane should start descending shortly. Let me go here to 20. All right. There we go. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to go to vertical speed. And I'm going to go to 1,600 feet per minute. Because we definitely want to get down. We are a little bit too high. And I'm going to extend the speed brake. There we go. All right, so that should bring us down to 2,900 fairly quickly. And then we'll configure the aircraft for the approach. We are still outside the 10 nautical mile range, 10 nautical mile ring from the airport, but the weather is pretty nasty here over at Glasgow. So we want to make sure that we are at the right altitude a little bit early. So that we can maneuver a little bit just in case there are any issues with the weather as we approach the airport. All right. TrueEarth and AO tries the same for the scenery. By the way, guys, the ORBX scenery that we're flying is that of xplane 11. It has not yet been made compatible with xplane 12, but I'm using it at my own risk, if you will. All right, there we go. 3,700. We want 2,900. And you can see that the weather is pretty bad, and visibility is probably not going to help us today. But yeah, we're getting closer to the airport now. And let me bring up the terrain radar. Where is it? There we go. Terrain radar. All right. And 2,900. Let's arm the speed brake. Speed brake is armed. Auto brake is set to 2. And we're going to change the range here to 10. There we go. Excellent. By the way, we do have the wipers in the IXEG and they work now. There you go. And let's park it. There we go. Excellent. And we can now arm the approach. Look at those clouds. Just absolutely gorgeous with the light scattering. It looks just sensational. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to reduce our speed to 180 knots. Right, 180.
2500.
Excellent. Definitely very strong wind as we arrive into Glasgow. Right, 198, speed check, flaps 5. The final approach speed today is, if we go here, it's 141. Right, it looks like we've captured the localizer. Excellent. Looking good. Yellow Aviation, welcome aboard, my friend. No, I do not use auto ortho. Here is our turn towards the airport. We're looking good. Right, I think the speed brake, there we go, speed brake armed. Glide slope is active. And we're going to go ahead and lower the landing gear. Flaps 15. Speed down to 160 knots. We're a bit too fast. There we go, 160. .41 is the final speed. Speed check, flaps 25. And let's go down to 150 knots. Look at that. All right. Everything here is good. Our lights are on. And let's go to 141, our final approach speed. 1,000. Let's go to flaps 30. And we can disengage. Oh, look at that, guys. Yeah. All right, let me bring back the yoke. And... All right, my aircraft. Holy moly.
Flight slow.
That crosswind is absolutely incredible. Wow. Tell you guys, it's going to be rough, but I'm going to do my best. Right, auto throttle is off. And reversers. Wow, that was one of the most challenging landings I've ever done. Woo! Wow. That was not easy, I have to say. All right, 80 knots, manual braking. And welcome to Glasgow in the United Kingdom, ladies and gents. Yeah, that was some approach, I tell you. And the winds were not nice to us today. But yeah, it was a very challenging landing, but it was definitely a lot of fun. And we finally made it to Glasgow. I am tempted to try and do a replay. So what I'm going to do is I will turn off Navigraph. I will close Navigraph, close any other windows, and then we'll attempt to do it. Yeah, it was all right. That's exactly what happens in real life too. Yeah. Hopefully replay works, because I really want to see this replay. It was just really cool. God, look at ORBX TrueEarth. I just really hope that ORBX would bring the TrueEarth series back to xplane 12, because I think it's just great. Let me set up my, not sure what happened to my mic here today. There we go, that's much better. Alright. Here's the terminal area. So I think this one here, we can go here, and we can retract the flaps. There we go. At least we bring the aircraft to the gate before we attempt the replay. And hopefully it works. It's going to be a real bummer if it doesn't, but here we go. Alright, so we're going to set the parking brake here. And I'm going to go and turn off, let's see here. Actually, I can do that. And I can remove that. Alright, so now, let's see if we can get the replay system to work. And fingers crossed, guys. No, unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Oh, God, that's too bad. I really wanted to see that replay because it was just really cool. Coming on that incredibly terrible crosswind. Yeah, that brings xplane to a complete death there. So crash to desktop. Yeah. I was only once I was successful in doing a replay in the IXEG. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just really depends. I'm not sure what does it. Dang, you just really have to watch the stream again then. Yeah, unfortunately. So yeah, let me put this back at Glasgow. EGP. What was it? Glasgow. There we go. All right. Start flying. It does happen, yeah. But this was really a very enjoyable flight, I tell you. And just coming out of this stream, I think VisualXP Ultimate is really changes things around, and it makes the experience a tad more immersive, I think, in terms of the visual representation of clouds, light scattering, the sun, the reflection of the clouds on the ground. I think everything looks a little better with no effect on FPS. So I think it's a good add-on to have. For the pragmatist show. Yeah. Hey, Jafar, how are you doing, my friend? Interesting. I don't have any issues with replay in xplane. Well, it might be one of the add-ons I have, or a script, or something that triggers this problem. But I know I'm not alone, so I know a lot of people have this this issue. So yeah, what can I say? I do have my moments. Hey Q8, maybe try using the slowest replay speed next time, because probably the crash has to do with the scenery loading. Just a suggestion. That actually is a good suggestion. Thanks for that. I'll try it next time. Yeah. So, Sachin, is it free? What is free? What are you referring to as? All right. So here we are back at Glasgow in the IXEG 737, and what I wanted to show you now, obviously VisualXP is starting. What I wanted to show you really is the combination of VisualXP with ORBX TrueEarth, because I think this combination very much makes xplane pretty close in visual fidelity to Microsoft Flight Sim. So we're going to just wait for the weather here to update, and we'll apply. It says getting live weather. All right, so we're going to say apply now, and if we zoom out, just to show you guys here. So if we look right, it's still updating the weather, it looks like. But let me show you here. So if we look here, all right, so that view right there, you can see ORBX there with the beautiful, beautiful ORBX TrueEarth, and the clouds. There, you can see it here, and you can see how this is actually looking pretty good. So, and this is, by the way, a default airport. So this is default Glasgow Airport. And here you can see the traffic. I mean, this looks pretty nice. It looks pretty close to Microsoft Flight Sim. Not entirely as dramatic in terms of the fidelity. But in some cases, I like xplane a little better, to be very honest with you. The colors, in my view, are more believable in xplane, especially with ORBX TrueEarth. It is definitely more believable than Microsoft Flight Sim, where the colors are very saturated. But here again, this is ORBX TrueEarth, and it looks very, very nice. I just really hope that that ORBX would bring this back to xplane, because it just looks absolutely sensational. Yeah, look at that. Well. I hope you guys have enjoyed this live stream. I hope it was fun. And again, I hope Laminar fixes the replay system, because this was a landing I wanted to definitely see. But unfortunately, yeah, xplane did its thing and broke on us. So I do apologize for that, guys. Well, folks, I'm going to be back with you again this coming Saturday. I'm not exactly decided what the stream is going to be about. There are a couple of things kind of cooking in the background, but if I don't get to them this weekend, we will probably fly back in the United Kingdom with the ORBX scenery, but we will be flying the Fly JSON Q400 on Saturday if my other plans fail to materialize during the weekend. I want to thank you all very, very much for being with me this evening. I thoroughly enjoyed being with you. I enjoyed the interaction. I want to thank all of you for being here. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the memberships. Thank you for being you, for supporting the channel. We are, by the way, 500 subs away from 80,000 subscribers. Quite a milestone for the channel, and I could not have done it without you guys. So thank you very much. I am very grateful for everything and for all the support that you provide to the channel. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.